Good afternoon, my dear students. Collection of primary data. Secondary data discussed very detailed. Then primary data. Primary data means data directly collected from the respondent through various methods, interview or by supplying questionnaire, schedules, etc. The researcher directly collect information. That system is known as the primary data. More reliable. It is a more reliable source of data. Primary data, there are two basic approaches in collecting primary data. Quantitative approach and qualitative approach or methods. Quantitative methods means it is usually centered on the quantity of certain responses. Quantity is measuring over here. Usually it is useful for measuring changes by comparing data of two periods. What is the sales in 2019 and what is the sales in 2020? What is the profit in 2020 and what is the profit in 2021? We are comparing the profit or sales, etc. Change in profit, change in demand, the comparison between number of employees participated in a particular work or particular area. We can easily find out by conducting a quantitative research. Quantitative by adopting quantitative methods. For example, which is when we are conducting a research about the ice cream, the brand equity of people, consumers, about the ice cream product, brand equity among customers about the ice cream. Then while setting the questionnaire, we have asked one question: which is your favorite brand of ice cream? There are three options: Joy, Laza, Merry Boy. ഈ മൂന്നുമില്ലേ എനിക്കറിയില്ല കൃത്യമായിട്ട്. Then I have given three brands: Joy, Laza and Merry Boy. Usually what the response with the respondent usually tick on the ice cream which they usually prefer. Therefore, while collecting the data, we can count how many persons are like, how many individual like Joy, how many individual like Laza, how many individual like Merry Boy, etc. Therefore, we can count the number of preferences, number of individual liking or preferring these products. Therefore, we can count the number of products. Therefore, this is the method of quantitative. Then in qualitative method, less focused on number and useful. It is mainly useful for categorization and describing the attribute or quality of a population. Here we are giving less importance to the quantity aspects. For example, category of ethnic group, different traditional groups in a country, we can conduct this qualitative approach. We can adopt the qualitative approach. Another example is the street a person lives on. What is we can describe the city or town in which a person lives, whether it is a high-tech city or whether it is a poor city. We can identify, we can describe the nature of the city. For a question, in the above question, we are conducting a qualitative survey. Why did you like Joy ice cream? For example, a person, an individual preferred or he like Joy ice cream. Then we are asking one question to him. Why did you like ice cream? Why did you like that? Means that is a qualitative aspect only because of certain factors. It is subjective. Only because of certain factors they like this product. While framing the questionnaire, in your questionnaire, while framing the questions, you keep in mind the different types of qualitative and quantitative methods of data you require. The methods of collecting primary data. There are different methods by which we can collect the primary data. Observation. Observation continuously. We observe a systematic view of the specific phenomenon. Systematic view. Daily we are watching the particular situation and finally reaching a conclusion. This is known as the observation method. In detail, we will discuss in detail. Then experimentation. In experimentation, that means we have to conduct some experiment to reach in a conclusion. For example, a company is introducing a new product, fire extinguishing product. The quality of that product or the acceptability of that product we can identify only through experiment. Only after using this product, the people will say whether it is good or not. Simulation. Simulation means creating a real life situation in a controlled area. This is known as creating a model of a particular working condition. That is known as simulation. For example, for creating a model of bank. Then interview. Interview face-to-face interaction between the interviewer and interviewed. The use of telephone, then panel method. Another one is panel. Panel means the same questions are asked to the same respondent at intervals. That means, for example, conducting an interview, conducting a panel method of collecting data to identify the economic condition, economic status of people. Here we will ask questions in January, and after 2 months again we will ask question in March, and after 2 months in June we will again ask. That means at intervals, at different intervals we are conducting some interview. This is known as a panel. So here in panel method we are collecting information from the same respondent but at regular intervals. Then mail survey, mailing, questionnaire mailed or schedules are mailed. Then projective techniques, certain projects are given. Then sociometry, focus, everything we will discuss in detail. Content analysis, everything we will discuss in detail. The choice of methods of data collection. Choice, what type of methods you should follow. While conducting the research, what type of method? There are 11 methods I have already given above. We have given 11 methods. Out of these 11 methods, which method we should adopt for collecting the data? First criteria should be the nature of subject matter under study. Nature of subject matter under study. Nature means what type of information you require. If the study is related with the opinion or preference of individuals, it is better to choose the interview or mailing. It also depends upon the education level of respondent. In certain cases, we have to conduct some experiment. For example, the suitability of a pressure cooker. We have to conduct an experiment. This is known as the first thing, the nature of the subject matter under study. The second thing is the unit of enquiry. How many number of people are required? How many units, how many samples are required? That is also considered while selecting the methods. If the unit of enquiry is an individual or household, then choose interview method. Data from institution may be collected by mail survey. If you want to collect some information from the institution, particular institution, you directly send a mail to the head of the institution and collect information. But if you want to collect information from the individual or a housewife, then directly approach the person and conduct the interview. Then, size of the sample. If the sample is small and the area covered is solid, interviewing is preferable. If a small area, we can conduct the interview. നമ്മൾ ഒരു ചെറിയൊരു ഏരിയ ആണെങ്കിൽ, ഒരു പഞ്ചായത്താണെങ്കിൽ, we can conduct the interview. Sample size we can select from the same panchayat and conduct the interview. But if it is the wide, area is wide, India, what is a particular behavior of people in India? Then in the widely spread, we cannot conduct an interview. That time we can adopt other type of mailing. Mailing is possible. Then scale of survey. A large scale survey require mailing or interviewing through trained investigators. ഇപ്പോൾ സെൻസസ്, നമ്മുടെ സെൻസസ് ഒക്കെ നടത്തുന്നത് ലാർജ് സ്കെയിൽ സർവേ ആണ്. ഹിയർ വി റിക്വയർ trained investigators. Then respondents education level. Questionnaire is not possible in case of illiterate people. Then we have to conduct the interview method. Data among educated response can be easily collected through survey or by mailing questionnaire, but it is not possible in case of the illiterate people. We have to conduct direct interview. Then the type and intensity of the information to be collected. For collecting factual and non-emotional data, interviewing or mailing is suitable. Non-emotional data, we have to conduct interview. For an in-depth survey, in-depth interview is essential. To collect data related with the lifestyle, culture, custom, or etc., observation method may be adopted. നമ്മൾ അവരുടെ കൾച്ചർ, സംസ്കാരവും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അവരുടെ ജീവിതശൈലിയും രീതിയൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഒബ്സർവേഷൻ മെത്തേഡ് ഈസ് സ്യൂട്ടബിൾ. ബട്ട് ഇൻ കേസ് ഓഫ് an in-depth study, in-depth survey is required or interviewing is required. Then availability of skilled personnel. How many skilled persons are available? If there are large number of skilled persons are available, we can conduct the survey or interview method. But if the trained persons are very, very less in number, then we have to mail some questionnaire and collect information. Required accuracy. For collecting accurate data, interview the suitable method. Through interview, we can collect the accurate data. We can approach the people and get correct data from the people. We can rely upon them. Therefore, these are the various criteria to be considered before choosing the methods of data collection. What type of data collection, primary data collection method we should follow? That is based on these 8 things: the nature of subject matter under study, then unit of inquiry, the size of the sample, scale of survey, response education level, the type and intensity of the information to be collected, availability of the skilled person, and required accuracy. That must be considered before selecting the method of primary data. Okay, today I am going to conclude the lecturing. Then tomorrow we will come with the observation. Different type. We will discuss in detail what is observation, experimentation, simulation. Everything we will discuss in detail. Therefore, tomorrow we will discuss about the observation. Okay, thank you.